Who exactly was your target audience and how did you find this out? Once we had decided what song choice for our music video would be, which was Hands and Faces by The Used, we decided that the most important thing to do next was to figure out who our target audience would be, so therefore we could find out what they expected from us with making the music video. The first thing we did was to find this out was conduct a questionnaire in order to find out what the general demographic of our target audience would be. We asked quite simple questions, such as the age range of the 36 people, equally divided by gender. The average age range tended to be 16 to 21-year-olds, so therefore we would aim our music video towards a younger audience. We then asked questions such as what kind of media they used to listen to music, and the majority preferred to watch TV stations rather than listen to the radio. Following on from this, we found that both genders preferred to listen to Kerrang radio if they did listen to radio, which tend to play rock music fitting in with our genre of music. And we also found that they tended to use YouTube a lot to listen to it as an alternative to radio, which would help us know what kind of platform our target audience would like to view a music video on. The majority believed that a music video for a song was very important to its success, so it reassured us as we have proof that this is what our target audience wanted us to do. As predicted, the majority preferred rock music, so they would have a good idea what kinds of things they would like to see in a video, and the questionnaire found that they wanted to see a combination of both narrative and performance being featured. This feedback was very helpful, as not only did it allow us to discover the demographic of our target audience, but also to build up ideas on how the music video should be structured, and how these people tended to listen to and distribute the music they like, so we could tailor our music video to these needs and therefore increasing our chances of it being successful. Our second questionnaire following on from this focused on genre, which once again we used pie charts to display our results. We asked the same 36 people. Although we had determined their preferred genre in the previous questionnaire, we confirmed this by asking their favourite genre, and particularly the result was the majority liked the rock genre. We then went on to ask about what kind of location they expected a rock music video to be set in, from a variety of different options such as a park, house and concert. The largest proportion indicated that they would want the main location to be in a house setting, which was good for us as it would be easily available location to film in, but the other locations not only would have caused time constraints but wouldn't be as readily available. Here is this evidence of us using the house location in our music video. We then asked about what kinds of costumes they would like to see our band wearing, and the highest percentage seems to show that they wanted a casual look, including jeans and t-shirts, which seems to fit with the research we had carried out by watching other music videos. Here is evidence of the jeans and t-shirts combination being worn by the members of the band. Following on from our question about the locations, we then asked the participants about their preferred choice of narrative. From our first questionnaire, we already knew that the majority would prefer a video that included both the narrative and an element of performance, and the results of this question were that the participants would have liked to have seen a house party as the choice of narrative, which fitted well with our location. Although we were already aware that our target audience knew what the conventions of a rock music video were, we asked them to watch a couple of different videos in order to confirm the results from before. After watching these videos, the target audience confirmed our findings again by indicating that a mixture of performance and narrative would be the best way forward. We then played them the audio of the song that we had chosen, Hands and Faces, and asked them to give it a rating out of 5. 17 people, the majority in this case, gave the song a rating of 4, which proved our song choice was popular and therefore the right one to use. Using the answers that we gathered from this questionnaire, we made a few key decisions on the structure of our video, the location and costumes that would be worn, which would help us to start to have a rough idea about what our video would look like. We then created a mise-en-scène survey for the same group of people in order to go into further detail about specifically what kind of costume each member of the band should wear. The 4 questions asked what the drummer, guitarist, bassist and lead singer should wear, from a few different choices such as jeans and t-shirt, shirt and tie, or for their clothing to change continually throughout the video. As they are in a tick box layout, that meant that we would have a clear idea of what the target audience would want. We felt that as well as making this simpler, we found out through our own research that rock bands do not tend to focus on costumes as much as artists from other genres, so the choices we gave them were because it was what we found other rock bands wore in their music videos. As predicted, our target audience felt that the casual look for the entire band would be the best, not only because it fits in with our genre, but with the image of youth, so we followed their advice and would dress our bands in these kind of clothes. The next feedback that we received was after that we had completed our first draft of our treatment, which outlined what was going to happen in every part of the video, which we roughly outlined to be about 3.5 minutes, which was the length of our song. In each section we would outline what was going in the narrative, going on with the narrative, the performance, who was in the sequence, the costumes, props, locations, and the potential problems. We then gave the original version of our treatment to other members of our class, who then gave us individual feedback by writing on the treatment. One bit of feedback that was raised a couple of times, which was that they were concerned that the narrative was not original enough, and their honesty about this was useful as we could see ideas from another person's perspective, therefore we could close to the perspective of our target audience. They also felt that it would be good if our costumes variated slightly throughout the video, as is a common convention in most videos and help keep the audience interested. From this advice, we then amended our treatment into a final version. We included the changes that our class felt were appropriate, which were that the costumes the band wore needed to have more variation throughout the video, and made sure that we looked at all the scenes again and made sure the specifics of all of them were correct and corresponded with our original ideas. From this point, we began working on a picture of our music video, including all of our ideas for it, amended slightly due to the feedback we received from the treatment. We would present our pitch in a focus group outside of our class, but still within the age range that we wanted to target the video at, so they would be able to give relevant feedback. We would play them the song we decided to use, along with our justification of this choice and our ideas, and our research into the brand image to show that there had been a lot of thought gone into it. We also included our research into other artists of this genre, and included the results of our surveys into what costumes, locations and themes should be used. When the class fed back to us at the end of the presentation, the feedback was generally very positive, which was good as we knew we had made a good choice and our ideas fitted with this. The general criticism that we were given was that the song choice was very unusual. The music video then had the potential to be very good or very difficult to produce, so encouraged us to make sure that we had all the details that were specific. Also, they wanted to make sure that we could have the equipment that we needed, such as the drum kit and the guitars, and the permission to film in the house location that we were using, so this would not be a problem later on. From the advice we were given, we went back to our pitch and made sure that all the specific details had been gone through and checked against our original ideas, so we went into detail about the camera angles, shots and movements that we wanted to include. We also included all of the issues that were raised in our amended pitch, such as the permission that we need to obtain the location and the props needed, and how we would combat them. Also, from our feedback, we had a few new ideas, which meant that our original idea of having a house party as a backdrop was amended to be a band infiltrating a posh house and messing it up. Once we decided what narrative and performance we wanted to include in the music video, we went on to try and brainstorm a few ideas for our band's name. We wanted it to follow the same theme as our music video, which was that the band had created a chaos in a perfect domestic home, so the themes of rebellion and youth were the ones that we wanted to be central to our band name. We had also looked at other rock bands' names for inspiration, such as Green Day, A Day to Remember and 30 Seconds to Mars. We discovered that there are a few common conventions that went with these, and that they were often unusual and either had one word or several. From this, we thought of a few ideas for the name based on our research, and came up with a few different ones, such as No Common Ground, Imaginary Enemy, and Chaos Under Management, as their connotations fitted in with the themes that we wanted to be included in the video. We then once again gave our ideas to the rest of the class for feedback, and it was quite positive for all of the ideas, but the one that stood out was most was No Common Ground, so we chose this name. When we had decided on a name for our band, we began filming our video and edited it with software we had in school, which took a few months to complete fully with improvements. We then had to start creating our ancillary products to go with the music video, which was our digipack and our album advert. We created a design each for both ancillary projects, as seen here. On both, we incorporated elements of the rock genre and the ideas that we'd used in our music video, such as the images of toilet paper and silly string for the rebellion theme, pictures of the band with their instruments, and a track list including the song we had used on the back panel. We also decided on an icon that we felt would best represent the band's image, which was the clenched fist, not only because we would use it as the band logo, but also with both of the products. We felt that the simple but yet bold typography was a good style of font, as it fitted in with our overall poster and the research we had carried out previously. Once we had decided on our design for the digipack, we created our album advert posters, which included many similar ideas from the digipack, not only for continuity because we felt that they looked good and fitted well, which were the elements such as the fist icon and the typography. We also decided that this time, instead of just using the one design, we would incorporate elements from both of the designs that we produce, as we felt this would work better than our individual designs on their own. The feedback from our class for our designs was good, as they highlighted the parts which they particularly liked and felt fit in with our genre. For example, on one of our designs, they liked the typography and the use of our logo, and the reviews from various magazines that review rock bands such as Kerrang and Mojo. This allowed us to improve our designs, and make them better when we came to create the final design, which we combined the elements that we need. We then used Photoshop to create these designs in their final form, having decided on what parts of each original design that we wanted in there. We used a template to create the 6 panels we needed for the digipack, and created the various images that we needed. During the process of creating them, however, our designs changed slightly, as seen here. This is because we felt that some of the ideas that we had originally didn't work as well as we hoped, so replaced them with other ideas. When we had finished creating our designs, we received feedback from our teacher and other members of our class, and though we concluded that we liked the overall designs, we felt that they needed improving and didn't look the way that we wanted them to. Therefore, we made the decision to try and improve them, and in the case of the album advert, we thought it would be best to start again. Our new design was based on ideas that we got from some more research, for example such as bands such as the Used, whose albums and songs have featured pictures of people with their faces crossed out, which allowed the themes of youth and rebellion to be conveyed more than our previous poster, as it added a graffiti-like design. We took the band members' faces and changed them to black and white, and put red crosses over their eyes, and duplicated this design so that it made up the whole background. We then added the red fist icon on top of this, and used a similar typography before, but made sure that it could be easily seen and stood out against the background. After we created this design, we made amendments to our digipack, but not as many changes as we made to the album advert. We continued the graffiti theme by adding out a few crossed out faces onto the band's faces from the stills that we used for the music video, as well as making the images black and white, and finally we changed some of the band's t-shirts to red to make them stand out. We feel that although we didn't fully stick with the designs we first chose, the amended versions were more of an improvement. Since we had discovered from our research that bands using social media is quite useful in helping them promote themselves, we decided to set up a Facebook profile for No Common Ground. From this we posted our music video onto the wall, as well as both the ancillary products, which is the poster and the digipack, in order to get direct feedback from our target audience. From this we got some positive feedback from all of our ancillary products, as seen here. One user commented on the video that our choice of narrative and performance worked well together, and another on the poster said that our idea of using the band members' faces was quite creative and they liked the design. Finally, they said that they could tell our poster had been thought out well, and that we made good use of the research we had carried out previously in order to inspire our design. This was reassuring for us, as it showed that not only did the products we met all the criteria of the rock music genre that they were looking for, but also that the target audience could give us personal feedback.